The Galactic Council chamber hummed with the collective breathing of a dozen species, each representative seated according to their homeworld's gravitational requirements. Ambassador Elena Vasquez adjusted her formal diplomatic robes, the blue and silver of Earth's colors catching the artificial starlight that illuminated the vast circular chamber. Beside her, seemingly relaxed in his simple black suit, stood Marcus Chen, officially listed as her cultural attaché. Though every being in the room knew better, the Zephyrian delegate, his crystalline form refracting light in prismatic waves, rose from his hovering platform. "The motion before us is clear," his voice chimed like wind through glass caves. "Humanity's expansion into the Kepler 442 system violates the preservation protocols established 3 cycles ago." Elena stood gracefully, her diplomatic training evident in every measured movement. "Honored delegates, humanity entered that system in accordance with all established colonization laws. We detected no sentient life, no protected ecosystems, and filed all required documentation that conveniently omitted the presence of the Veltar ruins," interrupted the break-toe representative, his massive form casting shadows across the chamber floor. The rhinoceros-like alien's trunk nose flared with agitation. "Ancient sites that your species has now contaminated with their industrial complexes." Marcus shifted almost imperceptibly, his enhanced neural implants already calculating exit routes and threat assessments. To most observers, he appeared to be a bored human checking his wrist display. Those with more sophisticated scanning equipment might have noticed the unusual density of his skeletal structure, or the faint electromagnetic signature that suggested extensive cybernetic integration. "The ruins in question," Elena replied calmly, "were buried under 3 kilometers of sediment and showed no energy signatures. Our archaeologists have been conducting careful excavations in full compliance with silence." The voice boomed from the hegemony section. General Vorthik, Supreme Military Commander of the Centaurian Alliance, stepped forward. His 7-foot frame was encased in ceremonial power armor that could double as a weapon of war. "Humanity's crimes extend far beyond simple archaeological negligence. They have repeatedly demonstrated a dangerous disregard for galactic law." Elena's diplomatic smile never wavered, but Marcus noticed a slight tightening around her eyes. He'd seen that look before, just before she negotiated the Titan mining accords that saved Earth's economy. "I remind the General that humanity has maintained peaceful relations with all Galactic Council members for over 40 years, Elena said. "Our contribution to galactic trade, scientific advancement, and peacekeeping operations speaks for itself." "Peacekeeping," Vorthik spat. "Is that what you call the incident at Proxima Station? When your peacekeepers destroyed an entire hegemony? Battle fleet?" The chamber erupted in translated discussions. Marcus's implants automatically filtered and analyzed the conversations. Most delegates seemed genuinely concerned about the accusations, while others appeared to be coordinating something more sinister. Elena raised her hand for silence. "That engagement was conducted in defense of civilian populations under attack by pirates using stolen hegemony vessels. The subsequent investigation cleared all human forces of wrongdoing. An investigation conducted by a tribunal that included 3 human judges," the Zephyrian delegate chimed accusingly, "and 6 non-human judges who reached the same conclusion." Elena countered smoothly. General Vorthik's armor systems whirred as he activated his ceremonial weapons. "Enough debate. By the authority vested in me by the Centaurian Alliance, I hereby place Ambassador Vasquez under arrest for crimes against galactic peace and violations of the preservation protocols." The chamber fell silent. Even the ambient hum of life support systems seemed to pause. Elena straightened, her diplomatic composure intact despite the gravity of the situation. "General, I invoke my diplomatic immunity under Article 15 of the Galactic Compact. You have no authority to. Diplomatic immunity is revoked in cases of species-level threats," Vorthik declared, taking a menacing step forward. "Humanity has proven itself to be exactly that." That's when Marcus moved out to most species in the chamber, He simply appeared beside the general in what seemed like a single fluid motion. The more perceptive observers caught glimpses of enhanced reflexes and impossible speed. The general's power armor registered the proximity alert a full second after Marcus was already inside his defensive perimeter. "I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding," Marcus said conversationally, one hand resting lightly on the general's armored shoulder. The pressure sensors in Vorthic's suit immediately registered that the human's grip could crush the armor plating if he chose to. "You dare threaten a council military officer?" Vorthic snarled, but his weapon systems had mysteriously gone offline. "Threaten?" Marcus looked genuinely puzzled. "General, I'm simply ensuring that diplomatic protocols are followed. You see, my job is to keep Ambassador Vasquez safe, and arresting her would definitely compromise her safety." The general tried to activate his combat systems, only to discover that his entire suit had somehow been placed in maintenance mode. "What have you done?" Marcus smiled pleasantly. "I have a friend who's very good with computer systems," she mentioned. Something about backdoors in Centaurian military hardware being surprisingly easy to find. Elena cleared her throat delicately. "If I may continue, honored delegates?" The Breaktal representative's trunk was trembling with what might have been fear or excitement. "How is he moving so fast? What is he?" "Marcus is human," Elena replied simply. "Just like me." "That's impossible. Our scans indicate cybernetic enhancement levels that exceed anything in our databases." Marcus shrugged apologetically. "We never said we stopped improving ourselves. Humanity has been working on better ways to protect what matters to us." "And what matters to you?" the Zephyrian delegate asked, his crystalline structure flickering with curiosity. Elena stepped forward, her voice carrying the weight of 40 years of human diplomacy. "Peace, exploration, the right to exist and grow alongside our galactic neighbors. We've never sought conflict, but we've learned that sometimes conflict seeks us." She gestured to Marcus, who was still maintaining his casual grip on the general's armor. "Humanity doesn't want to fight. But if you force us to choose between submission and survival, we'll choose survival every time. And we've gotten very good at surviving." The chamber remained silent for a long moment. Finally, the eldest delegate at ancient Veltar, whose energy, form flickered with the wisdom of millennia, spoke in harmonics that touched every mind present. "Perhaps," the elder mused, "it would be wise to reconsider this arrest warrant. Diplomacy, after all, requires both parties to remain free to negotiate." General Vorthic found his weapon systems mysteriously coming back online, just as Marcus stepped politely away. "This isn't over, human." Marcus straightened his tie with a professional smile. "I certainly hope not, General. The ambassador enjoys these little chats." Elena resumed her position at the podium, her diplomatic demeanor never having wavered. "Now then, shall we discuss the actual evidence regarding the Kepler 442 archaeological sites? I believe you'll find our documentation quite thorough." As the debate resumed, Marcus settled back into his position, scanning the room with enhanced senses that most species couldn't even imagine. Humanity had learned long ago that the galaxy was full of wonders and dangers in equal measure. They'd also learned that sometimes the best way to keep the peace was to be very, very good at war. The general was right about one thing: this wasn't over, but that was exactly how humanity preferred it. After all, as long as they were still talking, nobody had to find out just how disagreeable Earth's bodyguards could really be.